Hi y'all, Sherry here from Skinny Minx. Another beautiful January day in Southern California. And today I'm going to be showing you how to do a super yummy, super low fat, high protein, full of goodness, easy hummus that you can have at home. You know, I love hummus. My problem with all of the grocery store bought hummuses is they always add, you know, best case scenario, olive oil, which, okay, fine, it's a monosaturated fat, you know, that has heart healthy benefits. A lot of companies, to save money, are using cheap, rancid oils. So, and honestly, whether it is a cheap rancid oil, which no one wants in their body, there are zero health benefits at all whatsoever, or a heart healthy olive oil, it's still, if someone is doing bikini competitions and looking to be a lean fitness girl like I am, the smaller you are, the less fat you can eat. That's, you know, just an unfortunate fact of it. I don't want to bulk out to be a physique girl, so I'm on a low fat bikini bodybuilder diet. I do the bodybuilding because honestly, that's how I like to look. It's how I like to feel. And a low-fat diet feels really, really healthy on my body. It helps my digestion. It helps with my IBS. I actually sleep better, and I haven't noticed any changes in my skin. So that's my spiel for a low-fat diet. Take it or leave it. It either works for you or it doesn't. But all of my recipes are going to be focused on the bikini bodybuilder diet that I follow. So with the hummus, I need something that doesn't have all the oil and all the fat added into it. I keep my snacks at a max of 3 grams of fat per serving. So, you know, normal hummus is just, it's not possible for me to not put on weight while eating it. So this is my home version of hummus. It is fat-free and, like I said, super healthy, so and easy to get started. So what I did first is I have started soaking chickpeas. I just use a big kitchen pot like this. I'm going to bring it over here and try and tip it so you can actually see what's going on in this pot without me spilling it. So I've got dried chickpeas in here, all organic, and I put them in with filtered water. I use filtered water anytime I'm soaking because the water is going to get absorbed. It's going to become part of the food. I'm going to be eating it. And I just like to keep my diet as chemical-free as possible given our modern world. You do the best with what you can. So I've got the chickpeas soaking. The reason I soak my own chickpeas is because, number one, studies have shown that soaked beans in general are much more easy to digest. You soak them for about 8 to 12 hours and they're going to plump up. I might have to add more water as I go on. I check them every few hours. If they're peaking up over the top of the water or the water's gone, simply add more in. You do not have to get the water to bean ratio right the first time. They're not picky. So I let them soak, you know, like a day, even 24 hours. It's totally fine. And when they're done, I drain off any water that's left on them, and I just let them sit. People say that you're supposed to add water and rinse it out every 6 to 8 hours. I found that I really don't need to do that. They sprout on their own. The purpose of soaking and sprouting is, like I said before, it makes it easier to digest. And truth of the matter is, if you're a skinny little bikini girl and you get a little bit bloated, guess what? People start asking you when you're due. I do not work my butt off so that people can think that I am pregnant. So also, no matter how hot you are, bloated and farty is not sexy on anyone. So we soak to make these easier to digest, get all the nutrients from the sprouting. Bring it over here and show you just one more time what we're looking at. Oh, I spilled out some water. That's okay. I'm going to be adding in more anyways. So if you don't want to be planning your meals 2 days in advance, I know a lot of people don't. We work, we have kids, we're looking for easy solutions. You can get just the organic canned beans at the grocery store. Remember, they are that bit harder to digest, so you might not be able to eat as much of it, depending on the strength of your digestion. And it's not going to have the same nutrient profile as the sprouts. With the sprouts, we are unlocking all of that potential that they need to grow and to be a plant and making it digestible for us. So the nutritional profile on soaked beans is higher. But I've got my pre-soaked beans here in the food processor. Also added 3 cloves of garlic, Now you can either roast your garlic, which gives it a really lovely flavor, or you can put the garlic in raw. I put my 3 cloves of garlic in raw here. I've got about 2 cups of beans, about a half cup of water. You need the water in here so that it becomes a paste versus granules. And you can adjust the water level in here as you go along. If it's too dry, you add a little bit more. I recommend starting with less water than more because it's easier to add in than to take out. You know, if it's too liquidy, I got to add in more beans or something else to thicken it, and it gets to be a bit of a hassle. So just a little bit of water to get started, 2 cups of chickpeas, and 3 cloves of garlic. I put my garlic in raw because what a lot of people don't know, everyone talks about garlic for fighting off colds and to support the immune system. The complex in garlic that is really antibacterial and helpful for that is inactivated by cooking. So, you know, if you roast your garlic, if you stir fry your garlic, you're not getting that nutrient value for it. Maybe you're not sick, you're not worried about your immune system as much, and so you don't care and you want the flavor profile. That's fine. I personally like to my immune system to be as strong as possible. If I am too sick, then I can't train. So I put the raw garlic in there. You can add in a bit of parsley if you're worried about having bad breath, or, you know, just make your partner eat it when you do. And you're in the house in the evening, no one else is going to talk to you, problem solved. So then I'm going to add in my lemon. I just squeeze in the juice of 1 organic lemon into here. And remember, when you're adding your water in, that the lemon juice is also going to make this a bit more liquidy. So it's always better to be conservative and add more water as you go along if you need it. So juice of 1 lemon in there. I'm also going to do some dried garlic powder. Just, I think I've mentioned in previous videos, I like a really strong flavor profile. If you're more sensitive than I am and you don't like as strong a flavor, then, you know, you leave it out. You don't have to put it in. I really recommend tasting your food as you go along to make sure that's appropriate for you, because what I like and what you like might be 2 different things. And this is why I don't get too hung up on measurements most of the time. Also, I've got my little pinch of Himalayan sea salt. You also use something like Hawaiian lava salt. I'm going to put in a couple big pinches because, again, I really like my salt and I don't worry about how much I have in. Yes, it leads to water retention, which is going to make me appear a bit heavier, but I'm not competing right now. I have low blood pressure and I'm using a whole salt, which means that I'm getting a wide variety of minerals which are actually good for the health. Refined salt, it's all sodium. Those will skyrocket your blood pressure, and you have to worry about that a bit more than something natural and unrefined like what I'm using. So those are all the ingredients. That's all I'm using. Basically, it's a regular hummus, except I'm not adding in any tahini or olive oil. I'm just thinning it with water. Surprisingly, it still tastes really lovely. And if you wanted to, you could add in an herb. You can do, you can do roast peppers, you can do cilantro, you can do parsley, you can do some nutritional yeast to make it a bit cheesy. Anything you want to add in flavor-wise that's going to make this a bit sriracha, maybe if you like spicy. Anything that's going to make this more palatable to you. So I'm just going to turn it on here. And let it blend up. I'm kind of looking in the top to check the texture to see if it's the texture that I like. Going to show you here. So this is probably a rough texture. I'm going to choose to, if you like it rough like this, it's still going to taste good. I like a smoother texture on it. So approximately like 5 minutes. I'm not going to make you watch me do the whole blending on this. I'll just do 5 minutes here. So it's been about 5 minutes. I finished blending. Could not find my little plugger for the top today, so myself and my workstation are a bit of a mess. Flying hummus everywhere, but that's okay. Most of it stayed in the container, and I'm just going to show you. You got a nice creamy sauce here. It tastes wonderful. Again, you finish it up, and it's not the flavor profile you want. You can add in, you can always add more garlic, more salt as you go along. Don't be afraid to just play with it. start out modest and go bolder and stronger, you know, as you make it, as you need to, because really this is for you. You're eating it. So do something you're happy with. With this hummus, I can dip in any of my zucchini chips that I make. I can dip in some of my, you know, like rice cakes, or I love the ground up pretzels and crackers. They're made with cassava and cauliflower, and they are super yummy to die for. Low fat, nice crunchy satisfaction for someone like me. When, you know, if you're someone who's following a bodybuilder bikini diet, you know, commercially the options are very limited. So thank God for them and that company. I love them. So really anything you want to dip in here, you can. And I also like to stuff mushrooms with this. We'll do another video sometime with hummus stuffed mushroom caps. Again, you know, thank you so much for tuning in and watching. Feel free to check us out on our blog for more practical nutrition advice, and hit me up with any questions you may have. Have a beautiful, wonderful day.